Kansas Sports Chatter, streaming on YouTube and available anywhere you get your podcasts. We bring in our next guest, Jim Misunas. He is the sports editor for the Great Bend Tribune. Jim, how long have you been at the Tribune now?
Yeah, I've been there since 2011, so a 15-year period. So yeah, it's settled in pretty nicely. It's uh, it's a nice hotbed of sports. Barton County has done very, very well, and Barton County sports is up to 62 national championships now. They'll be going for number 63 next week at the sports arena.
Yeah, you've covered a lot. You've seen a lot. Yeah, let's go ahead and pick things up this weekend, though. So, for you, I know the Ellinwood girls were doing their thing. Central Plains is well represented at the state tournament this year. What did you see, and what excited you about the state tournament this past weekend?
Well, it's fun to see there's so few girls' schools that are really good in volleyball that have branched out and are really good in basketball. And Ellenwood was not the case either, but they've encouraged their athletes and their girls to go out for volleyball because oftentimes volleyball is just a year-round deal where the girls just play volleyball. And so it's nice to see that they've been able to do that. And no question that athleticism and that competitiveness carries over to basketball. And immediately they go to a sub-state championship last year and then the state championship this year.
Well, and for Ellinwood, I mean, you talk about their run in the 2A state tournament. I mean, getting to the semifinals and then that great game against Eureka in the semifinals just came up short against Sacred Heart.
Yeah, they really played really three quality teams. They couldn't have had, and 2A sometimes is very even, and it was certainly that the case this year because they played two quality games. You know, they're down 3 points and have a couple chances to tie it late. Had they done that and got the lead, there's no question in my mind they would have won. But if your mentality is you're always behind from basically the start to finish, you never get that extra boost from getting the lead or getting it tied. Even if they'd gotten it tied, it would have changed the momentum and the character of that game, but they weren't able to. And unfortunately, we're 2 of 24 on 3 pointers. You know, looking back at it, I'm sure that when they look back at the tape, let alone looking at it right after the game, they'd say, you know, maybe we need to not shoot so many 3 pointers. And they'll think about that next time, or maybe they've thought about it immediately after the game. But when your percentage is 8%, you need to go to plan B. And plan B with Julia Schlesinger was actually working pretty good. She got 12 points, 12 rebounds. But Sacred Heart did a nice job challenging 3 pointer and then also doing a nice job with Schlesinger, who had 12 points, but you know she averages maybe 15 and really did a pretty good job on her too. But it comes down to making some shots and then choosing those shots a little bit more carefully because you know had they got to the line, got fouled a few times, that would have been the difference in the game, I think. But all in all, the defense was very good. Competitiveness of the Ellenwood girls, they really have changed their program from 100% because they used to play a half court game. Now they play a full court game, and they bring players off the bench who are really good and do just a fantastic job. They've got everybody back but two players. They lose Reagan Widener, who averaged 4 or 5 points, and then Schlesinger, who averaged 15. So they return the majority of their offense. They return like 50 out of 65 points off their team. So they'll definitely, in fact, right now, here, they're going to win 2A next year. There we go.
Yeah, man, bold statement. I like it. For you, I mean, seeing Central Plains, both the boys and the girls back at the state tournament, it reminded me like of, a number of years ago when they just seemed like the Oilers were both teams were always well represented. Of course, the girls went on their big run, but like it was just kind of nice to see both teams back at the state tournament.
Yeah, the girls had fallen off a little bit, but again, when you lose 9 games and you're still playing in the state semifinals or state quarterfinals, that's still a heck of a year. And the Central Prairie League has been tougher in recent years because St. John and Ellenwood have gotten good girls programs too. But yeah, it was nice. Central Plains boys back to back in the semifinals and back to back fourth place, but they still got a pretty good program. They got two of their top players, Brody Kreitz and Camden Stiles, back next year. And then Central Plains girls are really loaded for another really strong year. They'll be better next year. They got Avon and Emery Simpson back. They got Lyndon Heckley, Talon Davis, and Lily Hurley. So Central Plains, well coached by Pat Stiles. They'll be back in the 1A picture next year, too. So I expect both teams to be pretty much exactly where they were this year, competitive for the league race and then competitive in postseason with a chance to go to the state tournaments again. So, yeah, both teams will be very good. All three teams will be very competitive and in line for state tournament bids again next year.
Hey, Jim, before we let you go, anything else that stood out to you about the state tournaments and just kind of what caught your eye?
Well, the thing that I saw was that it seemed like the fans and everybody really adjusted pretty well to the change. They played the quarterfinal games on Tuesday, Wednesday. For the teams that played Tuesday, that allowed them to play Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which wouldn't require you to stay anywhere in particular. You had to travel back and forth. I think that worked out well. Now, if you were the Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, I think it worked out fine as far as that goes. The neutral site games at Salina, Wichita, Kansas City, and Dodge City seem to work fairly well. I mean, those teams and those fans, they have a way and means to travel. They're going to go. I mean, the crowds for Emporia were just amazing. Uh, St. Mary's was playing St. Mary's Colgan, so that was fun. Two St. Mary's teams playing on the same court, and brought the fans. They had a huge crowd for a third place game, and then Ellinwood and Sacred Heart, they had huge crowds too. So it was fun to see all those teams. Those fans are going to follow you. They don't care whether it's Dodge City or Emporia. Those fans are gonna follow you, and they're going to pay the price and do whatever it takes to get there. So it was fun to see that. I think spreading it out worked fairly well because you didn't feel like there was the same number of championship games, but you didn't feel that happened until the Saturday championship day because there were split semifinals for Thursday, Friday. So I mean, it worked. Everything worked out fairly well. I think the way they split them up.
Hey, Jim, appreciate your time. If you want to go see your work, well, what's the website for the Tribune?
The Tribune is gbtribune.com, and profiling on the junior college sports and the high school sports, gbtribune.com will get you there.
Hey, Jim, appreciate the time.
Hey, Cole, good job. We miss you on the Hoisington football and Barton County basketball. The mark of a true professional radio announcer is they go through the scoring at the end of the game, and Cole always did that. Good job.
Just for you, just for you. That's
Yeah.
Jim Misunas, the sports editor for the Grape End Tribune.